Chill no ill. It was good. Matthew Berry, what's popping, brother? What happened to you this Sunday, G? What happened, man? What happened? Elemental ill was good. Chauncey Illens, what up? Gretchen Gailey, what's happening? DC's finest in the place to be. State of Cannabis News Hour representing. Yes, Jamie Elizondo. One love, man. One love. I gotta holler at you, man. Yeah, we'll be hoping to make it down back out to DC. I should holler at you too, Gretchen, because you're down in DC. All right. By the end of the year. Sunday, fun day. All good. I got nothing but love for you, brother. I was recovering from Vegas. No, it was less than 48 hours I was out there this year, so it's all business. So let's hop into it, everybody. My name is Rico Lemite, CEO, founder, Cannavision Global Decentralized Media Broadcast Organization, where you can get one network but many voices. We have broadcasters all across the U.S. and the Northeast, Southeast, Midwest, and of course out here on the left coast, the best coast. I'm also a co-producer, host of State of Cannabis News Hour, where you can get your daily dose every weekday morning at 9 a.m. And that's 12 p.m. on the wrong coast. So much love to everybody. Definitely appreciate everybody's kind words and the criticism on my piece that I wrote on the recap of MJ Biz last week. Keep those flowing in, man. I got like 182 different responses on it. See if we can get that shit up to 500. Push. Maybe I'll start writing again. What up? Gerald Moore Jr. in the place. Think like a boss, my brother. We definitely got to talk about some shit. Sosa Jess, finally, what's up? Text me. Not on Daddy Daycare days, though. Billy the Baker in the place to be, Chi-Town. What's good? Let's pop into it, man. So today was a little, it was a fun story. I should put it that way. It is a fun story. Yet, sorry, y'all, I had to reconfigure here. All right. Yeah, today was a fun story. Let me just put it that way. It was definitely a fun story to cover. A little different than what I usually do, but I want to do more stuff as it pertains to the cheering as well. So let's pop into it. So today's story came right off the Newswire. Follow flying feline superhero Cannabis The Cat into Utah's first state expo on legal marijuana use. So, as the dopest dad in the universe, and when I say universe, I also mean the MCU and the DC multiverse as well. I'm still the dopest across all platforms. I'm constantly searching for ways to do my own part in making our green future a wee bit brighter for the next generation. So it's important for my daughter, along with all the rest of today's children, to be taught lessons from informational, educational, and overall beneficial standpoint when it comes to this plant. And this includes knowing as much about what her daddy does for work, understanding the benefits and risks, and why it's such an important industry for the entire world to know more about and to get into around her. But pretty much everyone outside the Emerald Triangle, just like them, I did not grow up with many resources to help teach me about the magical plant that we all love growing up. Being from the South, you can actually imagine how much mis and disinformation was thrown at me and my peers in an effort to keep us away from cannabis. And although we all know that it just pushed me closer to experimenting, pushed us all closer to experimenting a lot sooner than we probably should have when we came across the real thing. For me, I started at 12, 7th grade, and the rest is history. I put down my cigarettes and started smoking weed. So over the last few years, I've been blessed to actually get to know a couple of children's book authors in the cannabis space who've tried their own hand at producing educational material for the little ones. And me and Zora have also enjoyed both of their offerings. Give a big shout out to Miss Kindness Ramirez with the Root Family's very special garden. And then also to our very own State of Cannabis News Hour founder and CEO, Susan Soares, and her offering, which is What's Growing in Grandma's Garden. Today's story is about another author in the space coming in hot with his third entry into the nascent cannabis children's book space, Cannabis the Cat to the Rescue. Excuse me, the new one is different. The new one is Cannabis the Cat Goes to Washington. Uh, I got to read the book to know what it's about, but I had enough from the actual news release to actually give my opinion before I even read it. And we're going to get to that in a second here. So the book's got an available coloring book for parents, stoner parents, and it says it's aimed at parents and guardians who, quote, want to teach their children on the myriad of uses and issues for the hemp plant. I don't know why they would actually use hemp at that point instead of saying cannabis plant, but I'll let that one slide. The release goes on to saying, a flying feline superhero's magic carpet lands in Utah on October 30th to help parents dispel myths on the use of legal cannabis. All right, so you're using cannabis, you're using hemp, and you're starting to act like they're two different things. It's starting to irk me just from this press release that they did here. So my second thought was that he's calling the main character Cannabis the Cat. He's making him a serial killer, a superhero that's flying on this magic carpet on his way to an ultra-conservative reefer madness bastion of a state that is Utah. I don't think that's a good idea. You want to hit conservatives on this with the facts and make sure that everything's backed up on that, because you're just going to confuse people down the line and it's just going to mess everything up. So author Jerry Fry and the companion coloring book will introduce the adventures of Cannabis the Cat on the western leg of his 7,000-mile book promotion tour, appearing at the first annual Cannabis Utah Health and Wellness Expo in 2021, Salt Lake City, October 30th. This event is slated to also include talks by elected and state health officials, attorneys in the field. It'll have vendor booths, a DJ, and quote unquote celebrity guests. I would love to know who these celebrity guests are. If Utah has cannabis celebrities, I would love to know these people. I would love to hear what their thoughts are on the cannabis industry and what it's like down there. I actually have one friend up there. He actually switched over to the hemp lane from the THC side of things. And my boy Anderson, see what he has to say about that. So I really don't know much about that on the ground. So if anybody out here watching right now, anybody on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, IG, please feel free to chime in on this. So Fry says that Cannabis the Cat to the Rescue and the newly released Cannabis the Cat Goes to Washington are designed to start the conversation on legal hemp and marijuana use. The books are perfect fit for parents needing a starting point for the conversation about drugs. Cannabis the Cat is a fun way to introduce your younger readers to the legal uses of the cannabis plant in a way that is not attached to negative stereotypes, and we strongly urge all kids to talk to parents about marijuana because no one else will. Plenty of people will talk to you about the plant. I learned way more stuff, and chances are if you're talking to your parents and they're not in the industry or they're not an avid consumer, they're not going to know what the fuck they're talking about, because a lot of America doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. A lot of our lawmakers don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and a lot of doctors don't know what the fuck they're talking about, but plenty more. So plenty of negative stuff right off the bat to say about this, and I just want to try to keep it as balanced as possible. First, stemming from him claiming to be educational based, but you're separating hemp and cannabis from the jump. Also, he's naming the main character Cannabis, which I'm sure kids reading the damn book are just going to they're going to start calling every cat in the damn neighborhood a cannabis now. But before I go down that rabbit hole, I just want to I applaud the effort, and I love seeing children books trying to teach this stuff to the next generation, but we get our information right. And I hope this guy Jerry Fry does a little bit deeper dive in the books, and I'll show love. I mean, I'll support that, and hopefully he can come on with me live at some point, because I would love to learn more about his process as well. So let's break it down into the questions real quick here. So why is Utah's first Cannabis Expo the focus of Fry's book tour? I personally do not know. If you're trying to you're going into a conservative bastion, Utah, and you're coming in with a children's book. I mean, it just wouldn't be my first foray into the main stage with the book, but I don't know. Maybe he has ties to the state. Maybe he has allies on the ground there. He said he's going to be he's going to be donating a portion of all books to Utah Normal. So I don't know. Maybe that's his aim. I just would have been more of in a liberal setting if I was going to launch my book or if I was going to make a big splash with it. But he has ulterior motives there. So this is the third book released by Fry featuring Cannabis the Cat. Has he not received any negative feedback on the character's name or as being problematic? I don't know. I don't know this guy. I would love to learn from him. I would love to reach out to him and hear about his process of how he just built all of this book, how he built up the character, like all that stuff. I definitely wouldn't have used Cannabis the Cat. It's too much there. So, third question here is great. This comes from my team. What the fuck? I don't know, man. I don't know. I want to read the book. I'm going to be actually ordered one on Amazon today, and hopefully it comes with that coloring book. And I just want to learn more about this shit. It's a very, very small section of the industry. I know a lot of people are very cautious about what they're saying when they have kids in the industry. I am very, very much open about me being a dad in the cannabis industry. I think more fathers need to be out and open about that because we hear a lot about the canna moms in the space, and we're getting a lot better research on the plant thanks to COVID really bringing a lot of doctors out of the woodwork and bringing them out of the green closet. So I hope more like stuff like this comes out so we have like better options. But it is what it is right now, and I don't have time to write my own damn children's book. But and it'll probably be very problematic as well. So yes, this is the pot calling the kettle black. I'm a very problematic person, a very, very non-PC person myself. So, but I would not be putting it out there. Now is not the. I know it's never the time, but now is when we're on the cusp of federal legalization. You just want to get this shit right, and especially if you're coming from the industry. You just want to just be on the same page. We don't need stuff like this tearing people apart and being a distraction from getting us across the finish line here in federal legalization. So questions, comments, concerns. I'd love to hear everybody. What up, American Cannabis Report? My man Chris Smith is in the place to be. Veronica on my team as well. RT Paperboy, Chief of Tribe. What's up? Chief of Tribe says, that's awesome. I'd love to see those at my women's event. That's amazing. We're all Canna Moms. Yes, indeed. And we need more children's books, man, for the moms and dads out here. So I hope a lot of the mainstream authors hear that call as well. I don't see how you could be authoring children's books and not be high as hell in the first place. I know I would be. Harvest Honey in the place to be. What up, Nicole West? All right, LNFF, this from YouTube, says, just arrived to the channel, 420 friendly, and I'm high as fuck. Smoking elephant jungle hash, have 2 pounds of hash. Thanks, LNFF. All right, so this one's coming from Maddie 420, fuck my life. She says we need more male authors, and you should be giving props to this guy. I'm giving props to this guy. I'm giving nothing but props to this guy. I just want to know more about his process because I think it's problematic the way it was written out, the way he released his press. This verbiage on his press release is all fucked up. He's saying cannabis is something separate than hemp, and then he also using marijuana in there also. So pick one. I try not to say marijuana as much because after a nice conversation with the folks of Mexican descent on our team, I just try not to say that word as much anymore. But if you're going to pick one, stick with that. Don't try to separate hemp, cannabis, any of that stuff because it is all the same plant. And especially if you're going into the educational realm and you're bringing kids into the mix, teach them from the beginning. It is the same thing, and make sure you're staying educational the whole way damn through. My cannabis merch in the place to be. What's happening? JJ Standring, what's good, brother? What's good? So I got JJ from Facebook. He is saying He knows the author. Awesome. You know the author. Please bring him on. I would love to connect with him and just dive into his mind and see what he was thinking with a lot of these ideas. I could be totally wrong, and I'm always open to that criticism. I would just love to hear from him. Like, what the fuck are you thinking, dude? Anybody from Utah too? My man Anderson, where you at, brother? Back me up on some Utah shit. I would love to go there and order another bottle in the club just to have it in a cage, and I can't even pass it out to my friends. The Mormons love to make money off of us, but even if they're not participating in what we're doing. So, anybody else? Any Harvest Honey Nicole says, "What the fuck is he thinking is right?" Like, I got nothing. I got nothing for this guy. I just want to connect with him. I want to hear it directly from the source, and not to sound like I'm a hater on all fronts here. I just don't understand what the fuck you're doing. You're trying to be educational. You said everything's going to be educational with this book, but you're right off the bat being a bad example. In my opinion. Sorry. I just want to make sure I say that. So, any other questions, comments? Keep these motherfuckers coming. This is great. Harvest Honey said she Delta hates she Delta hates this shit. All right, so I want to read the book. I want to reserve further judgment. I hate everything that I saw with this press release. I hate everything I'm seeing from this guy so far. But I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. Could be coming totally from the wrong angle. I could be missing something. I am human as well for the time being. So come on up here, Mr. Fry. Please. I want to hear more about your story. I want to hear more about these books that you're pushing out. And I think other people need to learn this shit too, because Cannabis the Cat is not a good look. Cannabis the Cat, naming your character Cannabis the Cat, first off, I just don't think that's a good look. K4 was good, man. The Uplift companies. I don't know if you were in Vegas last week. I'm sorry if I missed you, my brother. Good to see you out here, man. All right, so anything else at all? If not, please make sure you guys join us every single weekday morning, 9 a.m., where you can get your daily dose. State of Cannabis News Hour, me and 11 other thought leaders in the cannabis industry. We read the biggest stories in the cannabis universe. We debate them. We talk shit about them. And you too can get on stage with us and talk your shit and tell us how wrong you think we are. So make sure you guys check us out. And remember to kiss your babies, loving your mamas, hugging your daddies, and turn around. If there's no place else to turn, you can always turn the fuck up. See y'all tomorrow. Much love.